Welcome to my channel Physics Made Easy. Today we will discuss two theorems, theorems of perpendicular axis and theorem of parallel axis. We read in previous video about moment of inertia, and we have seen that moment of inertia of an object depends on the position and orientation of the axis. These theorems are based on how the position and orientation of axis is made different, so how the moment of inertia of a particular body changes. We have seen in the previous video, since the radius of gyration as the moment of inertia depends on the geometry of the object, this is the expression for radius of gyration. In the previous video we derived, and what is this expression? Root mean square distance of the body from the axis at which if the whole of the mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated, then mk square, that is moment of inertia, is same as the original with the moment of inertia with original mass distribution. We also have read how to find the moment of inertia of a ring with the help of rotational kinetic energy. I am recalling this. In previous video, rotational kinetic energy half I omega square. It is rotational analog of the linear kinetic energy half mv square. Then in place of v, rotational velocity omega, this is known to us, and in place of m, rotational analog of mass is moment of inertia. So this I for the ring which is rotating about the axis passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane is mr square. We derived in the previous video. What we are going to study today about theorems. Two theorems are there. One is theorems of perpendicular axis and other is theorem of parallel axis. Let's start the theorem of perpendicular axis. Remember that theorem of perpendicular axis is applicable to those objects which are two-dimensional, that is flat one, planar, lamina. Such lamina, they should have negligible thickness. So one condition that theorem of perpendicular axis is applied to planar bodies. We will discuss what is this theorem and what are the conditions. This theorem says, this is first I am going to write the name, the theorem of perpendicular axis. This theorem is applicable on laminar objects, that is in 2D only. What does this theorem says? Learn this statement says that moment of inertia of an object about an axis perpendicular to its plane is equal to sum of its moment of inertia about two perpendicular axes concurrent with perpendicular axis and lying in the plane of the body. How will you learn? Look, if you have an object which is two-dimensional, that is, it is flat object like a ring, disc. If two axes, suppose x, y and z, you show here that suppose this is x, this is y, this is z axis. These x and y axes lie in the plane of the body. How? Look, if these three axes I am showing here, look, then these two are lying in the plane of the body, third is perpendicular. I am showing here this is z axis which is perpendicular to the plane of the body. So moment of inertia about the axis which is the perpendicular to the plane of the body is equal to the sum of moment of inertia about two axes which are mutually perpendicular and they lie in the plane of the body. With the help of diagram, you will learn easily. What is Iz? Moment of inertia about the z-axis, and this z-axis is perpendicular to the xy. Actually, you know x, y, z or all three axes are mutually perpendicular. Sometimes you think that x, z is also perpendicular, then IV equal to Iz plus Ix. This will be wrong, because moment of inertia about that axis which is perpendicular to both the axes in which the plane of the body exists. So body's plane, object's plane is in the x and y plane. So moment of inertia will be about the perpendicular axis. That's why its name is theorem of perpendicular axis. All the three axes are mutually perpendicular, but x and y, out of them two lie in the plane of the body. Learn these conditions and make it clear. Also, it is not necessary that all three axes should pass through the center of mass of the body. So here, how will you prove? Look, I am going to prove it, although it is not asked that you have to prove. Suppose this is this object and mass m. If you write here this mass m, then its distance from x, y and z axis, if you see, then the center C, this is the distance from C to M. Look here, x axis is this one. From x axis, at how much distance this mass is present? Suppose this is parallel to y I have taken, then you write here this is y. And from y axis, at how much distance this mass is present? This is x. Along the x axis you will select the distance, and from z axis this will be r. Okay, suppose you write here r. Then what is the name I am writing? ABC triangle. Look, ABC triangle. What this triangle says, this x is, you can write here in the triangle ABC. Can you write r square equal to this x square plus y square? Okay. And if you suppose that this mass is very small, you can write it as dm here. Then for the small moment of inertia, you know moment of inertia is mass into square of perpendicular distance. How will you write for this small moment of inertia? If you write in terms of along the x axis, for y axis and for z axis, then you can write this dix. Okay, how will you write? mr square, what is here? Moment of mass of the particle, dm, and what is the distance of the particle from the x axis? This. So what is this? Y. You will write this y square. In the same way, you can write moment of inertia about y axis, then diy. Can you write? What will you write? dm x square. From y axis, what is this distance? X. And from z axis, diz will be equal to dm z square. Then for the whole object, what will be the moment of inertia? You can write this diz equal to dix plus diy as per the statement. Then For the whole object, for the smaller moment of inertia about the axis it is written, then for the whole you have to integrate. How will you write diz? In place of diz, dm y z square. So you will get here dm z square. Similarly here dm x square plus dm y square. Okay, dm you can write here this is x square and this is y square as per these values. Now integration of dm will be the whole mass, sum of all the masses, and this z square, this distance, these distances are constant. What will you write here? This mass z square equal to mass y square plus whole mass into x square. What is whole mass into z square? That is the moment of inertia about z axis, and this is equal to moment of inertia about x axis plus moment of inertia about y axis. So this is the perpendicular axis theorem. To know its usefulness, let's see the example in which this is applied. We have seen that moment of inertia of a ring for the axis passing through its center perpendicular to its plane. How it is given? We have calculated from the rotational kinetic energy that moment of inertia of a ring of mass m and radius r. This is the radius r. If you show here, this is r and the whole mass is m. What is the moment of inertia of a ring about this axis perpendicular to its plane? We have derived mr square. Then moment of inertia, if you have to find about the axis which passes through its plane, you can say any of the diameter of the ring. It is asked, find the moment of inertia about the axis passing through its diameter. Look, you will apply this perpendicular axis theorem. What is this axis? Perpendicular to the plane, that is this iz. So for ring, what is iz? You know this value. You should learn the moment of inertia of regular shaped object for the specific axis orientation. It is given in the table, you have to learn. For iz equal to mr square, you have to find the moment of inertia about this. Any of the diameter you can find. You know, if ix is the x-axis and iy will be the in the same plane as per its condition, that will be also a diameter. You can say that ix and iy due to the symmetry will be same. So you can write here ix plus iy as 2ix. Why? Again I am telling that this ring has many diameters. If you consider the two perpendicular axes passing through the plane, then these may be the x and y axis and both are diameters, then ix and iy will be same. So you can write here this as 2ix. Then what will be ix? That will be mr square upon 2. So in this way, if the moment of inertia through the center of ring perpendicular to its plane is known, then what about its diameter? It can be calculated. Similarly for a disc, learn for a disc, if you make a disc and the whole mass is everywhere perpendicular to the plane, what is the moment of inertia of the disc? For this z-axis, perpendicular axis, it is for disc of mass m and radius r, this iz is mr square upon 2. If you know this value, you can find about any of the diameter. What will become? Again you can find this will be equal to 2Ix. Then what will be moment of inertia about any diameter? This will be mr square upon 4, because this will be again 2Ix if this is Ix. Okay, similarly, and this will be Iy, then Ix equal to Iy. That's why you can find. This is all about theorem of perpendicular axis. Let's see next theorem, theorem of parallel axis. This theorem of parallel axis is applicable to the objects of all shapes, that is one dimensional, two dimensional, three dimensional, any shape. Here I have shown this figure for any object of mass m. One axis is passing through its center of mass. Moment of inertia about this axis is IC. Any axis parallel to it lying at the distance d. About this axis, what will be the moment of inertia? Look, this axis, its representation is z dash, then Iz dash is equal to Ic, that is moment of inertia about this axis, plus mass of the object into square of the perpendicular distance between both the axes. Then how will you make the statement? Learn the statement with the help of diagram, then you will find the statement of theorem of parallel axis, according to which moment of inertia of an object about any axis is equal to the moment of inertia of the object for an axis passing parallel to it and through center of mass, plus mass of the object into square of the distance between both the axes. Learn how this relation is proved. This relation, suppose this axis is passing through center of mass of the body, and about this axis, which is situated at the distance d from this axis, we have to find the moment of inertia. We will write I equal to Ic plus md square as per statement. How will you write? How will you prove it? Let's suppose a small particle of mass dm is situated at the distance r from the center of mass. Then what can you write for small moment of inertia, that is dic? You will write as dm r square. What is its distance from this axis, parallel axis, about which moment of inertia is to be obtained? R plus d. What will you write here? This di as dm r plus d whole square. To get the net moment of inertia, you have to integrate on both sides. This di, its net moment of inertia will be I. Here, if you open the bracket, what will you get here? This r square dm plus d square. So you will write d square dm plus 2rd. So 2rd into dm. What I have written here, look here, a plus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab multiplied by dm. What is this? dm r square. Look here, this is dic and integration will be ic. So we get the I and ic. Okay, plus d is the constant distance and d square will be out of the integration sign, and integration of dm will be the whole mass. What is the whole mass of the object? M. So you will find here this m d square. Okay, integration dm is m and d square. This value will be 0. Look here, this 2 will be out of the integration sign. This r d dm, if you write here it as 2d within integration sign r dm, this is the value which corresponds to 0, because this is the position of center of mass. You know, in the center of mass video we defined what is the position of center of mass, how it is defined, and since the body balances at the center of mass, then RDM, distribution of mass, is about the center of mass of the object in such a way that this RDM is 0. What is left here? This I equal to IC plus MD square, which you have written here to prove. What are the applications of this parallel axis theorem? We have seen that this theorem is applicable in 1-dimensional, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, any shape of the objects. Look, if you apply this theorem in 1-dimensional object, what is 1-dimensional object? Like a rod. What I told that, remember, learn the moment of inertia of the regular shaped object. For a rod which is 1-dimensional object, the mass m and length L, if this is the rod of mass m and length L, then moment of inertia about any axis passing through its center is given by ml square upon 12. You should learn this value. Okay, now the question is, find the moment of inertia about any axis which is passing through its one of the end and parallel to it. That is, if you write here I, what will be the value of I about this axis? The whole length of the rod is L. What will be this length? L by 2. How will you find this I? You will find I will be equal to, according to this equation, look here, I will be equal to IC, that is ml square upon 12, you have to learn this relation, plus m into d square. What is d here? L by 2, perpendicular distance between both the axes. So it will become L square by 4. Take the LCM, you will get this ml square by 12 plus 4 3 are 12, so 3 ml square by 12, that is 4 ml square upon 12. So moment of inertia of the rod about any axis parallel to the axis passing through center of the rod is equal to ml square by 3. What is the moment of inertia for 2-dimensional object? This was for 1-dimensional object. 2-dimensional object, we have seen ring, we have seen disc. For a disc, if you see 2-dimensional object, then for a disc, the moment of inertia, just we have seen that moment of inertia for a disc passing through the center along its any of the diameter which is passing through its center is given by this IC is mr square by 2. We have seen that moment of inertia is given by mr square by 2. Is it? This IC mr square by 2 is when the moment of inertia is about that axis which is perpendicular. Then what will be the moment of inertia about the axis passing through the plane of the disc, not in the perpendicular? What will be this? mr square by 4. Okay. Now, if you have to find the moment of inertia of this disc about the edge of the disc, that is tangential axis. Look, moment of inertia for the disk about the perpendicular axis, that is, suppose we have named z, then Iz is mr square by 2. Using perpendicular theorem, what is moment of inertia about axis which lies in this plane of the disk? That is mr square by 4. And if this axis is passing through the center of mass and in the plane of the disk, moment of inertia about this is mr square by 4. Now look the parallel axis theorem. Find the moment of inertia about an axis which is tangential and parallel to this axis. You will apply this relation. Let this is I, but what will you write for I? I will be equal to IC, that is mr square upon 4, both are in the same plane, plus md square. What is d? Radius of the disk. Radius is r. Then you will find this mr square. So what will be the moment of inertia? This 5 mr square upon 4. So what we have seen in two-dimensional case. Similarly, in case of three-dimensional case, if you suppose there is a sphere, okay, solid sphere, then moment of inertia for the solid sphere of mass m, radius r, the moment of inertia through the axis passing through its center of mass about this axis, you have to learn, it is given by 2 by 5 mr square. This you have to learn. Find the moment of inertia about any axis which is tangential to the sphere. Tangential to the sphere means this axis is situated at the distance r, that is radius of the sphere from the previous one. Will be or not? This tangential axis will be situated from the center at the distance r. Apply the parallel axis theorem, then what will be the moment of inertia about this axis? Suppose this is I, then I will be IC plus mr square. What is IC? 2 by 5, then 2 by 5 mr square plus mr square. What is this? 7 by 5 mr square. So in this way, now see this question, given that moment of inertia of a disk of mass m and radius r about any of its diameters to be mr square by 4. Find its moment of inertia about an axis normal to the disk and passing through a point on its edge. Look, both the theorems are applied here. There is a disk, suppose I am showing you this, okay. Given about any of the diameter, what is the moment of inertia? Mr square by 4. Okay, this is given. You have to find the moment of inertia about an axis normal to the disk and passing through a point on its edge. Look here, this is the edge and axis is this one, normal. Normal means perpendicular. This is given and about this axis the moment of inertia is asked. Look here, first of all, what will you do? This is given, then you have to find this one, the moment of inertia through the center of the disk. Which theorem is applied? Perpendicular axis. Then if this is known, then this can be known, these two parallel axes. Okay, I will show here that for a disk, how will you solve? It is given that moment of inertia of the disk about any of the diameter. Suppose this is x-axis, so Ix is given how much? Mr square upon 4 in the plane of the disk. How will you find this moment of inertia which is perpendicular to the plane of the disk through center of mass? We have taken z, Then you know what is the perpendicular axis theorem says? Iz equal to Ix plus Iy, and both Iz, Iy and Ix axis, they are symmetrical, both have same moment of inertia. So what will be here? This mr square by 4 plus mr square by 4, this will be the moment of inertia for the disc in the perpendicular plane. Just we have seen. So this will be Iz mr square by 2. Now any axis which passing through a point on its edge and normal. Which theorem? Parallel axis theorem. This we have got here. This is Iz and this about this axis passing through the edge and parallel to it. We have to find the moment of inertia. Suppose if you see this is the perpendicular axis, if you suppose that this Iz is perpendicular to the plane, then you will find this I, that axis passing through the edge. If you show here now that this is the disc, this is the center of mass, now this is okay, then this is Iz, this is R, mass of the disc is m, and you have to find the moment of inertia about this axis. What will you write here? This I will be equal to Iz plus mr square. Perpendicular axis theorem. Distance between the axis is r. So this will be mr square. What is the value of Iz? By 2 plus mr square. That is 3 by 2 mr square. Such type of questions are asked in the examination in which both perpendicular and parallel axis theorem are applied. So now I hope that today you have seen what are the theorems of perpendicular and parallel axis to get the moment of inertia for the objects about different orientation of the axis passing through it. I hope you must have enjoyed it. Thank you.